Good morning, good morning, good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning.
Good morning. How's everybody doing today? Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Oh, oh, hold on there. There we go. Alrighty. So how's everybody doing today? Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Just chilling. Chilling and chilling and chilling. Yeesh. How you guys doing? Yeesh. Good morning, good morning, good morning, DBL moms.
Good morning.
Good morning. Alright. There we go. Hold on one sec. Just gotta check some stuff here. Just get set up. But I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Good morning, everybody. Yeesh. Hold on one sec. All right. Hold on. There we go. There we go. Boom. Got that all set. Lovely. All right. Let's see here. Yeesh. All right. Boom. But how's everybody doing today? I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. It's Friday, ladies and gentlemen. Friday, let's make some money, end the week off strong, and then after that we're gonna get some nice, well-needed rest, and then we back at it again on Monday. You know what I mean. You know what I mean, because we're gonna make every day better than the last. That's how we do around here.
Yes, sir.
That's how we do around here. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's the plan. That's the plan. All right. Just getting everything shared up over here. Just getting everything shared up so we can get ourselves
Yes, sir.
all ready and set. There we go. There we are over there. All right. All right there. Boom. There we are. Get that set over there. Boom, right there. All right. There we go. Sharing, just sharing, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get a share party going. Let's get a share party going.
Share party.
Let's get a share
Let's
party
get a
going,
share
ladies and
party.
gentlemen. Yeesh. We're just getting ourselves all set up here. But how are you guys doing? Put it in the
Put
chat.
it in the chat.
Let me know how you guys been doing. Let me know how you guys been, ladies
Yes.
and gentlemen.
Yes.
Let me know how y'all been.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. There we go. All right. There we go. Let's see here. see here. Just getting ourselves all set up. All set up. Yes. Let's see here. There we go. There we go. Oh boy. There we go. All right. There we are. Let's make sure we're live on the Yobitobis. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Looking good. Looking good, ladies and gentlemen. We're looking good so far. Let's make sure we're doing okay on X.com. I almost said Twitter. No, X.com. That's what it's called. X.com. All right. Alright, there we go. Let's make sure we're live on X. Yes, we are. There we go. There we go. Alright. There we go. X. Bop right there. Okay. Let's see here. This one right over here. This one, and how's everybody doing today? Let's get a share party going. Let's get a share party going. Just getting everything all set up here. Ooh, right there. Zoop. Right there. Yeesh. All right. Good. Everything's live on the X.com. Let's check Twitch. There we go. Yeah, looking good on Twitch. Let's make sure we are live. All right. Let's get shared to Facebook and Instagram, and then we will be ready to go, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be ready to go. All right. There and there. Boom. All right. All right. All right.
Nick, what happened?
There we go. All right, we're good. Good to go.
Huh?
Huh?
Are you live?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, coach was like, hey, you live? Yeah, I'm live.
I'm live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm live. We're all ready to go.
Now we're ready to go.
All right. Say hello to the people, DVL moms. Say hello.
Hello to the people, DVL moms.
Yeesh. All right, let's get started.
Sure.
What's up, guys? It's Double Nicks, and hey,
Hey.
turn off that phone.
Sorry. that was something you did, because I didn't do that sound.
Yeah.
You do it.
You do it. All right. Now let's try that again. Take two. Take two. Little. What's up, guys? It's Double Nicks, and welcome to another episode of Microcap Mornings. I am your host with the most. They call me DBL Nicks in the house, aka the Rainmaker. And I am here with the lovely Serengeti specialist herself. She likes to hang around in the tall weeds and the high trees and the low seas, hitting them high knees. Sometimes she likes 2 cups of coffee. Other times she likes to jet ski. Other times she likes to go to Arby's and watch videos of puppies and kitties. And, there's some other times where, you throw her in the stock market and she finds them ABCDs. We call her DBL Moms.
Hey!
Yeesh.
Okay.
So, that's what we got going on, ladies and gentlemen. That is what we got going on. Say hello to the people, DBL Moms.
Hello to the people, DBL Moms.
Yes. Don't get smart with me. All right. But yeah, that's what we got going on. So let's take a look at some baggers. But before we do, ladies and gentlemen, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, as well as ring that bell icon to stay notified when new videos are uploaded. And remember to share. Because sharing is caring, ladies and gentlemen. Sharing is caring. And, of course, if you want access to our private Discord, link to join is in the description down below. So be sure to check that out. We got a $1.99 special for 4-day trial. For the 4-day trial, link to join is in the description down below, as well as the pinned comment section. So be sure to check that out. We pick a lot of baggers a lot of times. We are just made different. And the early bird gets the cash. The moolah, the loot, the cashola, the big bucks, I tell you. So that's what we got going on. We actually called quite a few baggers today. We called INKT, which ran up a nice 238%. We called SGN, which ran up a nice 222%. FTFT, which ran up a nice 194%. ABVE, which ran up a nice 145%. LMFH, which ran up a nice 120%. And then we also called a couple of small ones. We called ZBAI, which ran up 87%, BTDG, which ran up 73%, DSFC, which ran up 46%, and then BTCT, which we actually did a video on last night. You can check that out on our YouTube channel. We did a video on that last night. That one ran up 45%. So that's what we got going on right now. We are just made different, and the early bird gets the cash. And I am being told right now that ABVE was up how much? 167. 167. ABVE was not 145. That was not the high. Just chilling right now. Let's take a look at some stunks right now. Let's take a look at ABVE. Alpha, Bravo, Victor, Echo, because that one seems to be moving up quite a bit right now. Still moving up a bit on the uptrend right there. So, it actually has some news that came out yesterday that stock's taking flight on July 10th, 2025. That's not really big news, you know what I mean? But they do have a float of 16.04 million, which is a little bit on the higher end, but the volume is 0.74 million. So, the volume is a lot higher than the float, ladies and gentlemen. That volume is a lot higher than the float. And let's get some graffiti pencil out. It's a lot higher than the float. And let's get some graffiti pencil out here. Let's get some graffiti pencil. Oop, excuse me. Whoa, that's not what I meant to press. There we go. Let's get the graffiti pencil activated over here. Okay. So, boom and boom right there. So, we got support at $1.32. 196, 246, 281, 316, 359, and then of course $4.30 is the resistance. So 359 is the support, $4.30 is the resistance. That's what we got going on so far. And right now it's on a bit of an uptrend here, so it actually did shoot up quite a bit over here. Let's take a nice analysis of this, a little analysis. All right, little analysis. So shot up nicely over here, went down a little bit, curled up off the little downtrend, made a bit of an ABCD, right? Had a bit of a downtrend over here into the descending wedge, and then after that proceeded to kind of curl up a little bit more curlage. Had a bit of an A to B to C to D again, right? Then another little bit of a pennant formed over here. Looks like it's trying to curl up a bit more off the pennant there. Then formed another pennant right over here, and then curled up off of that pennant right there. So Then after that, it curled right into a nice little A to B, B to C, C to D. So you got that going on right now. That's what you got going on. Little bit of, channel time here and there for this stunk, but it has been moving up quite a bit. It has the volume, it has the float. It was a bit overbought in the RSI earlier this day, earlier today, but it has been for the most part doing well. You know what I mean? It's been doing pretty well. I mean, it has been hitting higher highs. It's been doing all sorts of good stuff there. It has to hold that 359, break through 430 for it to be so much schmexy to me. So that's what we got it going on for this stock, ABVE. We did call it earlier this morning prior to its nice 167% run. So, hey, it do be like that, ladies and gentlemen. We do be calling them stocks before they run. And, yeah, it be like that. Let's take a look at some other stocks. So, in the meantime, what do we got going on in the meantime? Let's see. Let's see here. What you got, DBL Moms? What you got? Let's check out INKT, because INKT was 6 million. That's what it news. So Mink Therapeutics, which is the name of the company, announced publication of complete remission following allogenic INKT cell therapy and metastatic testicular cancer. Ooh, that's cancer in the ding ding. Okay, we don't want that. Yeah. So they're making some small bits of process and remission in the ding-a-ling cancer. And Mink Therapeutics actually published more details about the complete remission of metastatic testicular cancer following an allogenic INKT cell therapy. So that's what they got going on. So that's pretty good news. I like that. I like that news. That's good news. I like that news. All right. Shot up really nice and high over here and formed a bit of a pennant over here. But it did shoot up to 238%. We called it earlier this morning. It had a nice shot up there. It's a little bit expensive as well because it is $23 per share, which we don't normally call things that are like that high, but this was this was gonna run, so we did what we did. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yes sir, yes sir. Normally I don't pay. Normally I don't look at stonks that are that high, but sometimes when the stonk looks like it's ready to go, it's ready to go. You know what I mean? So you gotta do what you gotta do. But yeah, it looks like it had a nice run. Has to break through this pennant for it to be so much schmexy to me. It did have a couple of indecisive wicks down here, but it looks like it found its groove, it found its rhythm a little bit, shot up nicely, and proceeded to just make itself into a pennant. Has to break through this pennant for it to be so much schmexy to me. Let's take a look at some support and resistance lines over here. Hey, you turn that off. Nah, I'm just kidding. Don't turn it off, but be careful. Be careful. You scared me. I got scared. All right. But let's take a look at the support and resistance lines. You got support at 738, 1196, 1555, 1808, 2060. And those are the support lines. You got resistance at 2373 and then 2878. So has to break through 2373 and 2878 for it to be so much schmexy to me. Has to break this pennant. It is kind of consolidating a little bit. Needs to break up above that. Has to hold at 2060, break through 2373, and continue to curl up and eventually break 2878 for it to continue to be so much schmexy to me. So that's what we got going on there. That is what we got going on. So another stunk. Let me see the volume of the. No. That stunk is a very high float. It's got a 30 million float, 78,000 volume. Nah, not liking that. Nah. You know what I mean? Nah. Yeah, nah. Nah. We're not into that. Not into that stuff right there. You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean, Jelly Bean? Yeesh. Yeah, not a big fan of that one. Yeesh. So right now we are just chilling. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, if you we've been calling bagger after bagger after bagger all week, but we called today just a couple, 5 baggers, ladies and gentlemen. No, we didn't call no 5% runners though.
No, because we
called 5, 5 runners that ran up above 100%. So and sometimes over 200%. So it be like that. No 5% runners. We don't do that here.
No,
That's not
we
our
got
style.
tools. We got tools.
We
for
got
big
tools,
ones.
ladies and gentlemen. We got tools. You can see on the chart. We got tools. That sounded wrong. Anyway. Yeesh. Hold on. Make sure everything's good. Everything's copacetic. Yeah. All right. So we got over here this beautiful Stankbont right over here. All right. Ooh, hold on. Let me make sure that we got the news over here on the side. Yes, we do. Okay, so the Stankbot over here has all the stunks that we're currently tracking. You know what I mean? We're keeping an eye on them. It's scanning them. It's keeping an eye. Look at that. It's got a couple of beautiful clickable links for each stunk that we are keeping an eye on this chart. So, for example, we got INKT, ABVE, SGN, and all that. We actually, you could actually click into the stunks. You could see their charts. You could see all sorts of cool stuff about said charts. And you can see all the news you want to see about that stunk, and you can get all the information over there when you click on the link for them. All you got to do is click that 4-day trial to get the 4-day trial for $1.99, ladies and gentlemen. And then, if you want to continue, you'll click continue. You know what I mean? But it shows the change in percentage. So whether the percentage point over here, whether the stock has been going up or down, as well as the time frame in which it was scanned. The stonk ticker itself, if it's green like Holo is, which Holo looks to be green, so we're going to actually check that out. Sometimes sometimes you got to check it out. You know what I mean?
Check it out.
It shows the ticker, the price, the volume, and the float. And then over here, you got this beautiful, beautiful, and I say beautiful, newsroom, which goes over all the news in the stonk market. It shows all sorts of cool stuff over there. It gives you the article title, which you could actually click into to read the full article. It gives you a little synopsis of what the article is about, as well as the ticker that is actually affected by the news article here. So, for example, I'm looking at one right now that affects ticker symbol COP, right? But there's other ones. There's other ones and stuff like that. So you got that going on right there. And it's also the links are clickable to the stonk. So all you got to do is click that, and boom, you get information on the stonk there as well. And we also got a bunch of other stuff. We got pre-market picks, regular hours picks. We got after hours picks, all that good stuff. Yeah. So we're doing all that good stuff, man. All that beautiful stuff. Let's take a look at Holo, ladies and gentlemen. Let's take a look at Holo. Holo. Let's see. All right. Let's get some support and resistance lines here for Holo, H-O-L-O. So right now, Holo did have a nice shot upward, but it did form a nasty top tail over here. Went back down a little bit, and now looks to be curling back up, but it still has that top tail on the last stonks that you want us to take a look at. Put it in the chat. Yeah. Party, let's go.
Yep.
Water, you know what I mean? Water. Ooh, that's the stuff. That was smashing. You know where that's from?
No.
That's from I believe either Family Guy or American Dad, one of the two. But it was funny. It was like this dude that was trying to set up a camp, right? And he basically got spun around while trying to set up what are those things called? Those little things that you tie to the tree, and it's like a little sack, and you kind of just lay on it. A hammock. Yeah, he was trying to set up a hammock. Yeah, I know words. I promised.
I know words. He knows it.
He was trying to set up a hammock, and then he got caught between the two little ropes, and then he went whee and just started spinning around. He's like, "Oh, that was smashing." That was kind of cool. Like, woo! Yeah, there we go. So yeah. Holo, by the way, is a China stock, so I don't entirely trust it, ladies and gentlemen. Me personally, I don't entirely trust Holo, but it does have some news that Microcloud Hologram Inc., which is the name of the company, announced it has purchased up to $200 million in Bitcoin and cryptocurrency-related securities derivatives with a current cumulative investment income of $34.02 million. So that's what it's got going on, ladies and gentlemen. That is what it's got going on. Their float is actually pretty reasonable at 4.81 million. The volume is 12.44 million. So the float is reasonable. The volume's a lot higher than the float. I like that. Just has to keep going up, has to break through that 885 mark, has to break through 953, and has to break through 1062 for it to be somewhat schmexy to me, and has to hold above that $8.30 mark. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You know what I mean? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. So that's what we got going on there. Yeah. All right, let's get a share party going. Let's get that share party going. Let's take a look at ABVE again. Let's take a look at ABVE. See what ABVE is doing. Yeesh. All right. Yeesh. So ABVE looks like it's forming a bit of a pennant over here. Probably a descending wedge, possibly. Could be, right? A little bit of a ping and then ping right there. Boom. Boom. Right there. Okay. Alrighty. Let me actually extend this little thingy over here. Boom. And yeah, there we go. All right. So has to break that little pennant over there. Has to break this little pennant right here. You know, break above the $4.06 mark, and then after that, because it's forming a bit of a channel time right now. It's a little bit of a channel time, it's channel time. All right, and ABVE does have a high at 167%. So can it curl past that? Can it curl past 167? I want to see, because right now it's like it's hitting 165. It's trying to mess with that little top over there. It's trying, ladies and gentlemen. It is trying. So can it break through 430? And if so, can it break above that? Yeah, it's just been like flirting with it the entire time, ladies and gentlemen. It has been flirting with it. Again, doesn't have any real news though, so that's one of the problems that I have with it right now. The float is a bit high as well at 16.04 million, but the volume is 77 million, so the volume is a lot higher than that of the float, and it has shot up. It was 69 million before, now it's 77 million. So it has the potential to go up. You know what I mean? It's trying to test that high. It's trying to test that high. Want to hear something funny, ladies and gentlemen, by the way? Actually, it feels draftier in the room. It does feel draftier in the room because I got... No, not that. Well, yeah, that, but also, like, I got a haircut. So, my head feels cold. I got a fade, ladies and gentlemen, and like, you know, I got that fresh cut. And now it's kind of cold in the room. So, do your moms, I'm going to ask that you get my jacket, please.
No.
Please get my jacket.
What about on top of your head? You need a skull cap.
Just a little skull cap.
You need something. Like a little...
Yeah, like a little jacket. I just need a jacket, really. That's all I need.
Okay.
Thank you, DBL moms. Could you please grab that for me?
Yeah.
Yeesh. I appreciate that. Because it's a little chilly now. It's like draftier than normal. Because I normally have like a lot of like curly hair, right? So it just like gets there, and you know, sometimes like after like you know, say like a shower or something like that, it'll get in my face. So we ended up getting a haircut yesterday, and now it's drafty. The back of my neck is cold. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get a share party going. But yeah, ABVE is trying to test that high, man. It is trying to test that high. It's just a matter of it's got to prove itself to me. It has to break through that high. That's what it's got to do. Because, you know, testing that high is all well and good, but, you know, I could go for some, you know, actually breaking through the high. If you could break through the high, then we'll be okay. It's trying to curl. It is trying to curl, but at the same time, it's like going up, smacking the top, going back down, smacking the, you know, then going back up again. So it's trying to do this thing right now. It's trying to fight its way on up there. So we'll see what happens. Again, it doesn't really have any solid news today that came out. So that's one of those things that, like, it'll make it a little bit harder for it. But, you know, it does have the volume. It has the volume and the potential. I mean, it ran up a nice 167%. That's all I'm saying. But could it go? You know, can it go though? Let's get a share party going, ladies and gentlemen. Let me get some water in me. Let me get some water. That's that good stuff. Okay.
That was on our early watch list.
Yeesh. That was ABVE, yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, we actually called quite a few stonks today. We called LMFH for our private... Again, this was all for our private Discord, so they were the ones that got it before anybody else. That's why I'm saying be sure to check out that link in the description down below, as well as the pinned comment section, because that's where our private Discord is. They get their stonks before they get to anywhere else. You know what I mean? So, I got that going on. Yeah. Also, SGN seems to have moved up a little bit, 176%. But it hasn't hit the high of 222%. So we got that going on. So let's see what we called over here. We called LMFH, which ran up a nice 120%. We called ABVE 167%, FTFT 194%, SGN 222%, INKT 238%, and that's what we got going on right there. We call BTCT, which ran up 45%, and we actually did a video of that last night on our YouTube, so you can check that out. Be sure to check out our video on YouTube for BTCT, ladies and gentlemen, because we did a nice little stunk review on that last night. Nice little stunk review. So we've been chilling, we've been doing that, been doing stunk reviews and stuff like that. Whoa, it looks like it's moving. It looks like it's moving. All right, yep, SGN just broke through the high, 169. There we go. Come on now. Come on now. 170. All right, there we go. 171.
It's going back up.
171 is going back up.
It's going back up.
SGN looks to be SGN looks to be trying to curl a bit, but it has to hit 222 for it to be so much flexi. I meant ABVE, by the way.
Oh, ABVE. Oh, that's different.
ABVE. Right,
That's
ABVE.
ABVE.
All right. See, now it's trying. It's really trying to get up there. It is trying to get up there. Has to break that 430 mark, but right now it's trying to get up there. It was forming these big old green candles. Big old green candle.
Big ones.
Big one.
Big one.
Big one. Yes. Yes. So ABVE needs to break through that 167 mark. Yes. I had the false alarm. We were looking at a totally different stock. So it'd be like that sometimes. It do be like that. It be like that sometimes. Sometimes you're like, oh, it's one stock. No, it's the other stock. Oh, never mind. But right now, it has to break through that 167% mark over there for it to be so much schmexy to me. It looks like it's trying to curl up there, though.
Yeah.
It's trying to. It is trying.
It's trying.
It's trying. So, yeah. Again, it does have the volume for it. It has the volume for it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeesh. It's trying to. ABV also looks like it's trying to. ABVE. It looks like it's trying to, but again, has to break through that. No. SGN, excuse me. It looks like it's trying to as well, but again, it has to break through that 222% mark for it to really be so much schmexy to me.
Right.
I could actually take a look at it. SGN. We could take a look at SGN for a little bit. See what they got going on. SGN looks like it's trying to somewhat curl here. SGN we called early this morning. It ran up a nice 222%. So let's get some analysis going on here. A little bit of analysis. All right. So you got A, B, C, D. That's the first thing that came in, and then it ended up going into this big old pennant right over here. Pretty much, that's what you got going on right there. So it has to break through that pennant for it to be so much schmexy to me. But right now, it's been kind of just staying there. It's been going below that. Now it's climbing above the VWAP. It was a bit below the VWAP. Was a bit overbought on the RSI before. So that you had that going on. You did have. Hello. There we go. Now the mic, the headset died. It be like that sometimes though. But yeah. So a SGN formed a bit of a pennant over here, as I was saying before. Let's get some graffiti pencil activated over here. Let's get the graffiti pencil activated. Bop over here, and bop over here. Boom, right there. So you got a couple of graffiti pencil parts over here. You got 122. These are the support. These are support lines, obviously. 122, 188, 239, 276. Those are all support lines. Actually, 312 is a new support line. It has to hold that support line, though, for it to be so much mexy to me. But right now, it looks like it's trying to, break through that support line instead of breaking through the resistance line at 357. Has to hold 312, break through 357 for it to be so much schmexy to me. And then after that, it definitely has to break through that 429 for it to be so much schmexy to me, at least in my opinion. You know what I mean? So we got that going on right there. SGN, again, has to break through there for it to break through 222 for it to be so much schmexy to me. Otherwise, it's you know what I mean? It was a bit overbought on the RSI, so you got that going on right there. You do. You do. So, let's see. SGN was moving up a bit, though.
Yes, sir.
It was moving up quite a bit. But
All right.
now it's got to keep it going. You know what I mean? Keep that same momentum. You know what I mean? So, let's see what we got here. Let's go back to ABVE. Let's see how they're doing. They're probably still trying to break through, but you know, it'd be like that right now. Okay. Forming a bit more of a pennant over here. It's trying to break through it has to break through this pennant for it to be really schmexy to me, and it has to break through that 430 mark because it's forming a bit of a channel, and you know how we think about the channels. It's channel time, it's channel time. It's basically channel time for ABVE. Has to curl up. It does have the volume. It just needs that catalyst. It doesn't really have much of a catalyst, in my opinion, for it to really shoot up. You know what I mean? So we'll see what happens with it. We shall see what happens with it. You know what I mean? But right now, it's not overbought or oversold in the RSI. It was a bit overbought earlier in the day, but now it's not really. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Again, let's take a look at the float and volume for it. So the float, like I said before, is 16.04 million. Volume is now 79.62 million. So it's nearing 80 million. So it has the volume for it, but it just really has to keep going. It's got a red candle over here with a bottom tail, but you know, I don't like the bottom tail reds. I like the bottom tail greens.
That's right.
I'm very picky about that stuff. All right, let's take a look at NVVE. November, Victor, Echo.
That's it.
Let's see what we got going on here. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, be sure to share it up. Let's share it up. Let's get a share party going. And if you got any stonks that you want us to look at, be sure to put it in the chat.
Everybody.
All right, put them in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. So, right now, ooh, NVVE not looking too schmexy to me. All right, it does have a reasonable float at 3.48 million. Volume is, however, at 459,000. So the volume is less than the float. Not liking that too much. It does have some news, though, that came out yesterday, as well as some news that came out today. So Nuve Holding Corp announced a proposed public offering yesterday, so that's not some schmexy news. No. And it also just announced the pricing of the public offering of common stock to launch hype treasury strategy. So not good news there. That's probably why the stunk is doing booty. You know, so not liking that too much. Not a big fan of public offerings. Let's see what else we got. MMA came out. MMA. I love MMA. So yeesh. All right, let's see what we got here. Okay. All right. So MMA, very choppy. Very choppy. All right. Let's see what the float and volume is for the stunk. So the float for the stunk is 8.71 million, pretty reasonable, but the volume is 330,000. All right. They had some news that came out that UFC Gym selected MMA Inc.'s BJJLink.com software as the technology engine to power its global Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu BJJ franchise growth. That's what they got going on right there. And of course, they filed a Form 6K. You know, they filed a Form 6K yesterday as well, which showed up some insider buying news. Oh, emergency. Anyways, as I was saying. Dive. Whee! Yeah, there we go.
Holo's testing the high a day.
Holo is testing the high a day. All right. But yeah, MMA is pretty choppy.
One.
Basically,
it's a risky one.
HOLO, pretty risky one. But it is testing the HOD. It's testing the high a day, ladies and gentlemen. It looks like it broke through, actually. It looks like it broke through. 75, 76. Again, China stock, but hey, whatever. It's 77. There we go. 77%. There we go. Can Holo move? Can Holo break through? Can it break through?
Can you go?
All right, it's got a new resistance point over here. Got a new resistance line at 1075. Has to break through that. Hold at 962. Break through 1075 for it to be so much maxi to me. Come on now. Forming a bit of a top tail. Not liking the top tail. We like the bottom tail, video moms. We like the bottom tails. So we'll have to see what goes on with this stunk. We shall see. We shall see. Yeah, of course. Yeesh.
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh yeah. I'm sorry. You know, like a little Family Guy clip where everybody's like, "Oh no, oh no, oh no," and then the Kool-Aid guy just busts through the wall, and goes, "Oh yeah." I'm like, oh boy. Kool-Aid guy used to scare a lot of my friends as children. I didn't really think much of it, but like they're like, imagine a tub of like fruit punch just busting through your wall with no context. To just number one, how are you gonna fix that? That's gonna be expensive. Number one. Number two, like, how did bro have the strength to just jump through your wall like that? Did bro like blow it up? What did he do?
Kool-Aid?
Yeah,
That's
Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid
Yeah,
Man.
the Kool-Aid man. Yeah, he used to scare my friends as kids. I don't know why. Like me, I didn't think much of it. I'm like, all right, whatever. It's just a commercial. But my friends are like, dude, that's terrifying. Imagine just having a sentient bowl of fruit, sentient pitcher of fruit punch just bust through your wall at random. Okay, that's a good way to start a Saturday morning. Jeez. But Holo right now hitting as high as 77%. Needs to curl, break through that 1075 mark over there. Yeah, it's a China stock though. It's a China stock. China. Hush, 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 hush. Yes. So, had a bit of a had a bit of an uptrend over here. Nice little uptrend going on. It's one of those things. It's not really an A, B, C, D, really, because the A would be all the way up here, then the B would be all the way over here, and then the C would be all the way over there.
Right.
And normally the C is higher than the A, so it's not really like that. But it did have a nice move upward over here. So can it break through? It would have to. It has to break through that 1075 for it to be so much maxi to me. And has to hold that 962. Has to hold that 962, ladies and gentlemen. That's what you got to do right there. Has to hold that 962. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, you got that going on there. Let's see what else we got. Let's see. All right. All right.
There goes the flush on Holo.
Oh, yeah. Holo doing the booty. Oh, yeah, it's a China stock. I don't really trust it much.
Flushy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's China stock, so it's not a stock I full on trust, you know what I mean? The China stocks, they tend to be a bit more volatile, so you know. Got that going on. It has to really break through this pennant for it to be smexy. Right? But it has to also hold that 962 mark and break through the pennant upward for it to be so much smexy to me. You know what I mean? Otherwise, man. We'll see what happens there. But ladies and gentlemen, be sure to check out that 4-day trial for a real-time alert. It's in scanners for only $1.99. Link to join us in the description down below, as well as the pinned comment section. So be sure to check that out, because we pick a lot of baggers a lot of times. We are just made different. Just made different, and the early bird gets the cash. The moolah, the loot, the cashola. The big bucks, I tell you.
Big bucks.
Yeah, big bucks. Big bucks, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. Yes. You get all access to these beautiful tools over here, this beautiful scanner over here. You get access to this beautiful newsroom. You get access to our ticker tape, which shows all of the stonks that we are looking at. You know what I mean? Looking at all that cool stuff. Yes. So, pretty good. Pretty good. Weemy seems to be moving. WIMI. Let's see what WIMI's got going on. Let's see what WIMI is doing. Very choppy. Very, very choppy. A lot of indecisive wicks going on over here. Not liking that too much. Plus, it is a China stock as well. So, you know, The float is 4.86 million, which is a reasonable float, but the volume is 87,000. Not liking that too much. Not schmexy to me. Let's see. Let's see what else we got here. FTFT tried moving a bit earlier. Let me see. All right. FTFT looks like it's been on a downtrend. Not looking too sure. It had a shot upward. It did shoot upward a little bit. So it had a nice little ABCD going up over here, right? Bop, bop, and then bop right there, and then made a descending wedge over here. Then after that, curled up a bit more, and then basically, you know, made its way downward, right over, yeah. So, a bit of a big old descending wedge over here, way below the VWAP. Not liking that too much. Not very schmexy. It's leaning towards being oversold, actually, strangely enough. So, it's got that going on right there. FTFT up 62%. That's what they're up right now. However, let's scroll Let's take a look over here. The float is 3.01 million. Volume is 35 million. So the volume is there. The float is reasonable. It's just a matter of it really has to curl up, man. Has to break through that VWAP over here. Let's get some support and resistance lines for this one. Let's get some support and resistance lines over here. Let's get some support and resistance lines. Bop, right there. So you got that going on right there. So you got 144 and 219. Those are the support lines. It has to break through 277, 318, 359, 409, and 491 for it to really be somewhat schmexy to me.
Right.
So it's got a ways to go, ladies and gentlemen, but it does have the volume. It has the volume for it, but you know, it's moving downward right now. It needs to curl. Needs curlage. You know what I mean? Needs some curlage. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, as well as ring that bell icon to stay notified when new videos are uploaded. And remember to share. Because sharing is caring, ladies and gentlemen. And, of course, if you want access to our private Discord, link to join is in the description down below, as well as the pinned comment section. So be sure to check that out. We pick a lot of baggers a lot of times. We are just made different. And the early bird gets the cash, the moolah, the loots, the cashola, the big bucks, I tell you. Yeah.
Yes,
So, ladies and gentlemen, that's what we got going on.
Yes, sir.
Take care of yourselves right there. All right. And it's obviously it's your boy DBL Nix, and I am here with the lovely Serengeti. Can you hear me? Yes, you can hear me. The mic is being a bit wonky. All right, it was being a bit wonky. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you want access to our private Discord, please be sure to check out that 4-day trial for our real-time alerts and scanners for only $1.99. Link to join us in the description down below, so be sure to check that out. We pick a lot of baggers a lot of times. We are just made different, and the early bird gets the cash. So, we called quite a few stonks today. We called LMFH, which ran up a nice 120%. ABVE, we called it. It ran up 167%. FTFT ran up 194%. SGN ran up 222%. And INKT, we called it earlier this morning. It ran up a nice 238%. We're just made different, ladies and gentlemen. Just made different. And the early bird gets the cash. Yeesh. And obviously, it's your boy DBL Nix. I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow, and I'm here with the Serengeti specialist who likes to hang around in the tall weeds, the high trees, the low seas, hitting them high knees. Sometimes she likes 2 cups of coffee. Sometimes she likes to jet ski. Sometimes she likes to regular ski. Sometimes she likes to hit up the RBs and watch videos of puppies and kitties while you know, calling INKT, which ran up a nice 238%. She even made a video on BTCT, which we did a video on last night. Be sure to check that out on the YouTube. We call her DBL Moms. Hey! Yeesh. Come on, that rhymed. I like that. I like that one. All right. And yeah, ladies and gentlemen, so that's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching. We love you guys. We hope you have a fantastic day. You can find us on YouTube, where we do a lot of live streams and other videos and stonk reviews. You can find us there at Coach Nick Money. At Coach Nick Money. You can find us on x.com, aka Twitter, where we do a lot of live streaming. We do a lot of stonk analysis and other cool things like that as well. You can find us there at Coach Nick Money. At Coach Nick Money. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Threads. You can find us there at Coach Nick Money. At Coach Nick Money. You can find us on Twitch, where we do a lot of live streaming. You can find us there at Coach Nick Money. At Coach Nick Money. And of course, you can find us on TikTok, Tiki Taki, aka the Tac Tac. The Tac Tac. You can find us there at DBL Nix. At DBL NICKS, and the screen name is Coach Nick Money. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you have a wonderful Friday. Make a lot of money. Be greenable. Much love. Take care of yourselves. And, of course, I hope all your dreams and aspirations come true. Have a wonderful day and a wonderful, restful weekend. And then we back at it again on Monday. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you there.